Hey, I'm Abby and welcome back to the Life Work Balance YouTube channel. Today I want to share with you 15 different questions that you can ask yourself to help yourself decide if you should leave or if you're ready to leave your current job. Before we jump into that, please go ahead and give this video a thumbs up if you're looking forward to hearing some of those questions. And if you haven't already, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as the bell so that you can receive life work balance advice delivered directly to you every Sunday. Choosing to leave a job is no small decision. It takes a lot of thought, it takes a lot of effort, and it takes some courage. So I've got 15 questions that you can ask yourself to help yourself decide if you're ready to leave your job. If you answer some of these questions and you do decide it is time for you to leave your job and you're looking for a little bit of assistance through that process, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I have spots available to work with people who are going through career transitions or even interview preparation. If this is something you'd be interested in, check out my website in the description box below, where you can also email me directly. I'd love to set up a session with you to decide if working with me is the next best step for you. So please check it out now. These questions are in no particular order. Some of them may resonate with you and some may not. But hopefully some of these questions get you thinking to help you decide if changing jobs is the right move for you right now. Let's jump into it. The very first question that you could ask yourself is, do I still add value? Knowing or feeling like you still add value to your current job is important to your overall career and job happiness. If you don't feel like you currently add value, like you're kind of just taking up space, then it might be time to start searching for a new job. Kind of along these same lines is the question, am I or is my work appreciated enough? You might be killing yourself at your job. You might be working 60, 80 hours a week or more, just going above and beyond, and your work isn't being appreciated. You might be burning yourself out, burning the candle on both ends, and there is no appreciation or little appreciation for the work, the time, and the effort and sacrifice that you're putting in. If you feel like your work or you as a person are not valued enough in your current role, then it might be time to start looking for a new job. However, if you do feel like your work is valued and you as an individual are valued, then staying at your current job might be the right move. You can also ask yourself, am I still learning, developing, and or getting value out of my job? This is an important question to ask because if you're not learning, developing, or feeling like your job is providing you value, then you're probably bored and you're probably not engaged. While it might be comfortable to be where you are, that boredom and lack of engagement might be an indication that it's time to start looking for a new job. You can also ask yourself, what do I value most in a job right now, and is my current job aligned? What you valued most in a job when you first accepted the job you're currently in might be very different from what you value right now, and that is okay. But first you need to decide what it is that you value in a job and if your current job aligns with those values. If the answer is no, it's time to start searching for something new. You may want to ask yourself, could my compensation be different if I moved or changed jobs? Now, while compensation isn't everything, it is an important aspect of jobs and of work in general. Being undercompensated can lead to a lot of additional stress in your overall life, not just in your work world. So if changing jobs could increase your compensation, not just your salary, but your overall compensation. Like for example, better health insurance, higher contributions to your retirement accounts, increased paid time off, things like that. If your compensation could be better in the same job with a different company, in a different job with the same company, then maybe it's time to start looking for a different job. And kind of along those lines, you can ask yourself, can I afford to leave this job? Maybe your compensation is so great at this current position that leaving would actually be worse for you in the long run. Now, this is really tricky because if you find yourself in this situation where your compensation or your benefits package is keeping you where you are, rather than helping you decide that it's time for you to leave, that's a problem because you might be staying for the salary or for the other benefits that they offer you, but you still would hate your job. So it's important to decide what matters more to you. And it's also important to understand that your job isn't everything. So maybe there's a way that you can stay in your current position and enjoy it a little bit more rather than feel like you're suffering in order to gain the monetary or those other compensation benefits by staying. Another similar question could be, is job searching and or interviewing realistic for me right now? You might be overburdened in many areas of your life. So while you may want to leave your job, do you have the capacity to apply for jobs and interview while staying at your current job? The answer might be no. However, that doesn't mean you're not open to opportunities. Keep your eye on the job boards like LinkedIn and other opportunities or availabilities that are coming up, but you don't necessarily need to actively job search. If you do not have the capacity to job search or interview, that is okay. Get yourself to the place where you are mentally and maybe even physically able to interview. You don't want to half-ass your interview or your job search process because that's ultimately going to end up wasting your time in the long run. You can ask yourself, how does my current job complement or impact my personal life outside of work? And am I okay with that? Maybe you're okay with working 60 or 80 hours a week, and that works with your lifestyle right now. Maybe working 60 or 80 hours doesn't complement your personal life. Maybe you're wanting weekends free. Maybe you want evenings free. And those are perfectly reasonable and acceptable wants and needs. Maybe you have a family and you want to spend more time with your family, but work isn't allowing that. So asking yourself this question gives you the opportunity to weigh how your job and your work life is impacting your personal life. If your job is not impacting your personal life significantly, then maybe you choose to stay in it. However, if your job is significantly impacting your personal life outside of work, it might be time for a change. You could also ask yourself, are there growth opportunities if I choose to stay? Do I want or need those growth opportunities? This is about your personal, professional development. Do you want to grow? And if so, do you have the ability to do so? If you grow within your current job, what does that look like? And do you want those changes or additional responsibilities? Usually, having the opportunity to grow and develop, whether that's literally promoting within the organization or just expanding your skill set and your knowledge, it's usually an important part of any career and what we find fulfilling as employees. If you're not given the opportunities to grow within your job, then maybe it's time to look for something else. You may want to ask yourself, what challenges could I face if I leave? What challenges could I face if I stay? So maybe if you leave, there are certainly challenges, like learning a new team, learning a new management style. Maybe your previous job was in person and your new job is remote, and so you have to learn how to function as a remote employee. There may be certain challenges associated with leaving your current job. There also may be challenges associated with staying if you choose to do so. Maybe you have difficult coworkers or managers to work for. Maybe the work is going to be extremely stressful based off of the time of year that's about to come up. There are certain challenges that you might face if you choose to stay. And there are also certain challenges that you might face if you choose to leave. Are those challenges worth it? And are you up to facing those challenges? You may want to ask yourself, if I were to be let go tomorrow, would I be upset or relieved? This might be one of those light bulb questions for you. If you would be upset, why would you be upset? If you would be relieved, why would you be relieved? That might be the simple question that you need to ask yourself to determine if it's time to start looking for a new job. You can also ask yourself, how is this job, this team, and or this company affecting my mental, emotional, and physical health and well-being? Your job, or maybe even the people you work with, could be burning you out. If this job, if this team, if this company is negatively impacting your mental health and well-being, your emotional health and well-being, and your physical health and well-being, it's probably time to start looking for a new job. If this job, if this team, if this organization doesn't have the resources to help support you through those mental, physical, or emotional challenges, then again, it might be time to start looking for a new job. It also might be time for you to have a little bit of vulnerability and courage and ask for help from your manager, from your supervisor, from your coworkers. There's likely resources available at your company that can help you through this difficult time if your mental, emotional, and physical health is being impacted. And it's also possible that the company has limited to no resources to assist you with that, and it would definitely be time to leave. And somewhat along those lines, you could ask yourself the question, am I being supported sufficiently by my coworkers, my manager, or my company? If your answer is yes, you have a sufficient support system, then maybe you stick around. Maybe this is just one of those rough, difficult, or trying times that will, in time, change. It will get better. If your answer is no, then it might be time to start looking for a new job. You can ask yourself, do I still enjoy going to work most days? If your answer is no, and you're dreading going to work every single day, then it's probably time to start looking for something new. However, if there are a few bad or rough days, but the majority of the time you do enjoy going to work, then it's probably worth it to stick around. Finally, the last and maybe most simplistic question is, am I happy? If your answer is no, would changing your job impact your happiness? Sometimes it's not this simple. Sometimes it's deeper than just changing your job. However, if you truly believe that changing your job will make you happier, then maybe it's time to start that process. So I hope you found these questions helpful. If there are any additional questions that you might add to this list, please throw them in the comments box below. I love receiving comments. I try to respond to each of them individually. However, if I'm not able to, just know that your comments will likely help someone else who is watching this video in the future. If you have any additional thoughts or ideas on this, again, throw it in the comments box below and I will do my best to try to get back to you. If you found this video helpful, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please remember to hit that subscribe button as well as the bell so that you can continue to receive life, work, balance advice delivered directly to you every Sunday. And if some of these questions resonated with you and you're wondering or contemplating changing jobs and you're feeling like you need a little bit of help and assistance with that, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. I offer several different types of services, whether it's an individual one-time session or a 4-session package, and I would love to work with you to help you determine what those next steps might be in your career or your job search. I've linked to my services page in the description box below, and I've also linked to my email, so please feel free to reach out to me directly if you have any questions or thoughts about this. I hope to hear from you soon. Good luck with whatever you choose to do, whether it is staying in your current job or finding a new one, and I'll see you next week.